One more time. All right. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming today. Let's get this meeting started. All right. So please turn off your cell phones. We're going to have Carly tackle you if your phone rings to collect $5. Carly, you bring your Snickers? Okay, you're good. Got your good shoes on. All right. All right. Training calendar for this week, January 2015. We've got a family reunion prep rally immediately following the sales meeting. So if you're going to family reunion, or if you are curious about what family reunion is about and you've never been, stay. After the meeting, we have a guide. We have like a whole agenda of what's going to happen at family reunion. So definitely stick around if you're interested, especially if you're going to family reunion. Thursday, which is tomorrow, negotiate win-win deals with Rob and Graham right here in this training room. And then we have 4:30 tomorrow, Thirsty Thursdays. It's at Crawdaddy's, I believe. Thirsty Thursday Crawdaddy's tomorrow. So I'd like to see some new people out there. Yeah, you want to go?
That means dancing, everybody.
Yeah, that means dancing. Barbie's looking for partners. All right, Hector, you better be out there with some dancing shoes on. Friday, we have no class. All right. I like saying that, no class. All right. And Monday, Michael Lewis Marketing Suite rollout. So we've been talking about this, the Michael Lewis Marketing Suite. You see this new slide presentation. You've seen different flyers that we use, the posts on Facebook. That's all done by Michael Lewis. And we are offering this suite to you guys to use in your businesses as far as marketing your listings, lead generation, and all those things. So please come to that class. That's this Monday at 11 o'clock right here in this room.
Is there a cost to that, or is that something that KW?
To come, it's for, the materials are provided for free.
I mean, in his program?
No, the materials, we provide the materials. There's an upsell. You can pay a fee of X amount of dollars to get this bookshelf set up. And then when you have a listing, you pay like a one-time fee of $99 and they do all the marketing for you per listing. It'll do like they'll do a virtual tour, they'll do flyers, they'll do postcards. So it's kind of like an automated system. So all you do is get the listing, send them the information, and it systematizes your marketing process. All right? So come check that out. And then we have EDGE 101 with Kirsten Souza, Monday. Here in the office at 1:30. And then on Tuesday, we have Learn to Market on Social Media with Terry Langdon. Where's Terry at? She's not in here? Terry? Geez, Terry. All right, well, make her feel bad for not being here. She's preparing for her class. Give her a hard time for not being at the sales meeting if you see her. All right? All right. Thirsty Thursdays, we went over that. All right, 4:30 to question mark, depending on how active Hector gets on the dance floor. We'll see how long we stay out there. All right, again, Michael Lewis Marketing Suite, we went over that. Prep rally today, end of year awards, we've mentioned. Please mark your calendars if you haven't. February the 18th, Cafe 210, 11 to 2 p.m. Thank you guys. Show up. We're supposed to get the awards for the year. So please show up. And again, for Susan and for all you guys at Country Club, you guys are welcome to attend as well. Of course, you're invited. Main Street Escrow Contest still going, so open those escrows. Keep them going. And we'd like to welcome Mr. Alex Sandoval. Alex, can you please raise your hand? Alex, I hate to put you on the spot. Can you tell them about how long you've been in the business and where you come from?
I'm coming from the Greeley area. I was with Newton & Sons for about 5 years doing property management. And last February, I decided to get my real estate license. So being with Newton & Sons was a tremendous experience. Being that it was a small company, mom and pop type shop, not a lot of training, so did my homework to look for a company that provides that kind of information that I need, and I found Keller Williams to be the best.
All
There
right.
I am.
So welcome, Alex. All right. Now we have a word from a few of our marketing partners. We're going to start with Mr. Jeremy Engel, who is going to come give a little presentation really quick.
All right, guys. Jeremy Eagle with Country Club Mortgage, and wanted to share a little information about. We've all heard that rates will be going up, towards the end of the year, as high as 6%. So what we did is put together a little marketing flyer for you guys to kind of show you the difference. If you take $200,000 today, just principal and interest, not including anything else, your payment's $926. On that same amount, at 5%, it's $1,073, and at 6%, it's $1,099. So if you take that, if you take the rate today and the payment of tomorrow at 5%, you could actually, you'll be buying for $232,000 off that same 200. And if you go all the way to 6, it would actually equal out to $259,000. If you took the payment of 6% for and brought it down to 3.75, your buying power is $60,000 more than it would be today, or than it would be in the future, if that makes sense. So basically what it is for you is to get people off the fence if they're, why not just wait, rates are low. Well, yeah, they are, they're great. Today they're actually, we didn't see a huge change, but the trend, oil was up about $1, and then, I got an alert to lock this morning. So, I don't know if it's the swing of the up, but anytime there's any kind of scare, it makes us get on our toes. A couple other things we have is USDA loans were, in the past, you weren't allowed to do a house with a pool. If you did, you couldn't allow the pool to be included in the value. USDA has changed that. So now you're allowed to use the pools. So if you're looking for a home in the areas that would qualify, if it has a pool, you don't have to shy away like you might have in the past. Fannie Mae has allowed us to do 15% down on non-owner occupied properties now. It's good and bad. I mean, most of the time when people qualify for them, it makes sense to put the extra 5% and just do 20. The PMI on that product is pretty pricey, and there's also reserve requirements for it. But if you hear people out there marketing it, it is available. It's just 9 times out of 10, you're going to find that putting that extra 5% down, if they're a true investor and have the money, it makes sense. But if you do have that client that just barely makes it, the product is available. And that's all I have, unless anyone has questions. And hopefully that didn't confuse us.
That's very important for you guys to use with the buyers. That's and for those who are listings too, because if they're going to sell their home, chances are they're going to buy another home, which is a different home, so it's going to save them money. Thank you, Jeremy. Let's give Jeremy a round of applause. And next we have Susan. Come on up.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How are you all? Good. Well, good. I have certainly a longer presentation in this realm, but just want to kind of give you some updates on Department of Energy and some different mandates they have that they've been in place for a number of years, but there's been some changes as of the first. So right now our standard for air conditioning as far as what is called SEER, it's an acronym, SEER, Seasonal Energy Efficiency Ratio, is 13 as of the first of the year. It's now a 14 SEER, which is a higher efficiency unit. So a lot of agents have asked me, which is the reason why I'm addressing it. What is the standard? What are we supposed to do? We know we need a new unit, etc. What this really means is that manufacturers are no longer allowed to manufacture anything less than 14 SEER. They can still manufacture parts for 13 SEER or less, but they can only manufacture new units that are 14 SEER or higher. There is an 18-month grace period, so that'll take us through June 30th of 2016, where you can completely legally put in 13 SEER units. So if a new AC unit needs to be put in, it's perfectly legal. It's just perfectly fine. Okay. It's a higher efficiency unit, they think, by about 30%, these new ones, which is great. The downfall, if you want to call the downfall, would be that the footprint itself of these new units is greater in size, and the weight is a lot greater than the 13 SEER. So for people that perhaps might have a roof-mounted unit, we have a lot of them in our area. I found out just last week, I didn't even realize this, that here in the Central Valley, we are the nation's capital for package units, which is a dual pack units up on the roofs. Nowhere is there a higher concentration in the nation than here. right here in the central Salmon Valley, and then there's some of the most expensive units as well. But when you think about this changing to a 14 SEER, and some of you might have a roof-mounted unit that sits on a pad, well, this pad might need to be expanded, or might need to hold a greater weight. With split systems, where you've got that condensing unit that sits on the ground, maybe on a little pad of concrete, for instance, that might need to be expanded. So that's going to affect us, us all a little bit when these new units have to be put in. The other thing that's changing that I think might create a little bit of an issue is hot water heaters. Their efficiency is also changing, and legally certain types of units will no longer be allowed to be manufactured. This is starting, I believe, on April 15th. Our part of the country will be given a little bit of a leeway to have the laws enforced. Other parts of the country, not so much. But the hot water heaters that we would call slims, and people will put in a slim in a certain spot because it has to fit a certain spot, those are not even going to be made anymore. So people that have that configuration, when their hot water heater goes out, they're going to have some construction issues. They're not be able to replace it. The type of hot water heaters that are commonly put into motorhomes, that size that's put into, not motorhomes, mobile homes, no longer going to be manufactured. That's going to create a real problem for people that are in mobile homes, because what do? They don't have room to put it probably any other place than they have it now, so they're going to have to deal with modifications.
Or
So-
tankless?
Showers.
Should they go tankless?
They can go tankless, but conversion to tankless is really, really pricey, because you're starting out with a whole new system, and you're not installing one during the building of a home. You're taking a home and trying to retrofit a new system into an old system, and so it's going to be kind of pricey. But that could be an option for people. The other thing is that, but here's the good news about that: the new hot water heaters are going to be so much more efficient than the last. That if, for instance, you have a 40-gallon right now, and you can't fit a new 40-gallon in because the new hot water heaters are going to be 2 inches taller and 2 inches wider. And you still have to have the 2-inch clearance around it. So like I have my hot water heaters in my house in an outdoor closet. They each have their little closet. You can't fit the new one in. It won't fit. So what do? Go into stucco, what am I going to do? Well, what I was told, I met with a group of people last weekend about this, is that they're going to be so efficient that I could literally take out a 40-gallon and put in a 30-gallon and get the same amount of hot water, and it would fit into its spot. So there's a lot to be seen, but it's not just going to be as easy as we have this size, we need a new one, let's put a new one in. Because there's going to need to be construction changes for a lot of people.
So, and I'm guessing that's like the typical thing now, it's not covered for the rest.
As far as home warranties go, no. Home warranties right now don't cover any kind of construction changes, modifications needed. And it's not a matter of just the unit itself. Now it requires different type of venting. Line sets have to be changed. I could go on and on and on about all these different types of changes that have to happen. The most important things for you as realtors to understand, though, warranty has really great value. And I mean, let's take an air conditioning situation. I might take a $4,500 situation and turn it into a $1,200 situation. But it's still going to be $1,200 out of a homeowner's pocket. That's just one example. It could be more, it could be less. Home warranties are just not going to cover everything. But the problem is still going to happen with or without a warranty. It's going to be a lot more expensive without a warranty.
So in the example of the air conditioner, the stand that you were saying may need to be reinforced or rebuilt entirely, that's not covered under replacement.
Correct.
If replacement is called.
That's right. What home warranty is going to cover? It's going to cover to replace the unit. It's going to cover its install with the upgrade that is included in the Value Plus, and this is why I just kind of hammer it. The Value Plus should be the starting point. $390 Value Plus is basic air and upgrade. That upgrade adds in if you need a crane for a roof-mounted unit. It pays for the cost of the permit. It pays for up to $250 of code compliance issues. Maybe there's a new type of gas line that's needed to a heater, for instance. That would be paid for, and it's not broken down, just needs to be replaced because of a code compliance issue. So always have the upgrade in your warranties for sure. But again, it could be a stand modification, something done to the roof. It could be, venting, something that needs to be changed, something to do with the ductwork, etc. And on top of that, the Title 24 ductwork testing is not covered by any home warranty company either. So there's always going to be some non-covered charges. Yes.
Number one, if you look at me and you say, what is he doing here? Nice to see you.
Good to see you too. I remember you well. Yes.
So I don't want you to get all mixed up here.
No, I knew you were. Back in the room.
what happens if the homeowner has the insurance, the air condition goes down, but he wants to run, not on the roof, but he wants it on the ground?
Whatever modifications are needed to accommodate a new system, he'll have to pay for. He has that option.
But
And we do have some homeowners that want to change out equipment. Maybe they want to go to a tankless hot water heater, for instance, or do something different. They can always take a cash up from us for what we would have spent under the warranty to change out that heater or that air conditioner, that hot water heater, and then they can go do with it what they will and modify their home.
But you will supply the different air conditioning unit.
If they want to, yeah. Yes, if they want to do that, yeah. Jeremy, you had a comment.
Oh, I was just gonna say, when switching from a tank to a tankless, I've run into where the gas line didn't have enough volume to support the
Yeah,
tankless.
exactly. That's what's going to happen. You have to change it including venting. It's vented completely
The
differently.
venting and
Yeah. So you're starting out with a
gas
whole
line
new
was
system.
huge thing for that.
It's not like you're just going to connect a tankless to all this existing. It's not going to be that easy. Yeah, but it might be a more permanent solution to these constant changes. What I was told last week by a couple of plumbers that I met with is that, because I said to them, I said, I have 2 hot water heaters in my house. One is new and one is about 24 years old. What do I do? And it's in a closet. Oh my gosh, what do I do? He said, you go buy a hot water heater now and you put it in your garage, because they're not going to be available, number one. The other thing that I thought was really interesting, and I didn't know this, was, again, there's going to be a grace period with this, but we're not going to be able to buy hot water heaters at retail anymore. So the fix-it-yourself guys that goes down and buy a hot water heater, it will have to be installed by a contractor. So if you buy one through Home Depot or Lowe's, you will have to have them install it for you with all of that entails. So it's all completely done properly, legally, etc. You will not be able to go down and buy a hot water heater. That's going to be a big change. That's going to be a really, really big change. So I thought I would share this information.
Thank you.
Lots of changes, because we'll probably feel it during real estate transactions when equipment breaks down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's give Susan a round of applause. She really knows her stuff, doesn't she? She knows very well what's worst on that. So thank you, Susan. I thought Sarah referred to like steaks, series steaks, so I didn't know what Sarah is. So, all right. Is Casey here? Casey, come on up. Bellastone, let's welcome Casey.
So just 2 brief things we were going to mention. I think I briefly mentioned it last time, was our name transition or rebranding. We were CW Tile Company, now we're moving to Bellastone Countertops. Just to focus more on the client or our target customer is why we had that change. So we just want to kind of mention that again. But also we'll be having a booth at the Visalia Home Show coming up the first weekend of February, and we wanted to make everyone aware of that. And then we have free admission tickets that we left. I left it back on the back table back there, as well as these are our postcard flyers for the show, and I put some of those out there too. If we run out of the free admission tickets, just email me and I can get any more of those.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Courtney. All right. Troy Guy. Broker 60 seconds. Calling up Troy.
All right, an amendment to what I said last week. We called and talked to Car Legal. The appraisal is not considered an inspection. Okay, however, be aware that obviously if we're going to present them with the appraisal, if it's low, then we probably should play fair and present them with the appraisal if it's high, but it's not a requirement. As of the contract, you're not in breach of contract if you don't provide them with the appraisal, okay? Another thing too I want to make you guys aware of, if you change your email address or your mailing address, you have 30 days to update the BRE. All right, so you need to make sure that the BRE has updated information on an email address, phone number, and a mailing address for you, okay? So I know a lot of us, we don't even think to go into BRE and update that, but they do require that we keep those current.
We'd like to
All
know
right.
your address too, if you would.
Yes, that's also true. Okay, so yeah, it's really good to keep those updated. I get calls every once in a while from the BRE and they can't find you guys, so I call the number we have on file and it's disconnected or something like that. So make sure that you keep the BRE and us updated on those. Okay?
All right.
Go fight Sal.
Thank you, Troy. All right, just a reminder, our 2015 committees, technology is me, I'm chairing it this year, so if you want to be on the technology committee, you don't have to know about technology. you want to learn about it, please join me. You've probably seen the email. We also have the policy guidelines with Terry Langdon, career development with Larry Garcia, finance with Paul Desrich, growth with Simon Guy, and culture with Connie Couts. These meetings meet the third Tuesday of every month. So it's our meeting day, the day of the LC meetings. So if any of you are interested in joining any of these committees, please contact the chair that's listed there. All right? Any questions about these committees at all? Okay. Let's wake up, come on. All right. There's still time to sign up. And I think because of the power outage last night, they're not gonna miss another class, right?
Yes, we've had 2 classes is all, so if they want to join, get them in soon. Get them in soon.
All right.
Yep.
So I actually met with an agent today that didn't know we had a class. They're like, well, I was looking for somebody, I've been asked if there's a school in town and they didn't know. So get the word out there. You can post it on Facebook or whatever if you know anybody's looking to get their license from Dwayne. All right?
Also, the next class, we're going to be starting either March 31st or April 6th. So right around the first part of April, and then the following class would be first part of July. So okay, keep that in mind.
All right. Thank you. Lessons learned. My favorite part of the meeting. Everybody looks at me with a blank stare. Any lessons learned? Connie, you want to share a lesson?
R38 insulation is now required if you're putting on a new roof. Do we have a roofer here? No? Contractor? No? Okay. If you're putting on a new roof, the city will not sign off on that new roof unless he has a certification that the R38 insulation is in. And that is expensive. It can be from, who was at the meeting last night? It can be, my client personally, it was a 4,000 square foot home, it was $2,500 additional to put that insulation in, but it can, oh, Melissa, how much was yours?
1,000.
1,000, but it was a surprise.
Yeah.
So it's really something we need to pay attention to. So if you have a new roof going on, make sure that your roofer makes arrangements for that and contacts the installation people because city will not sign off.
Thank you, Connie.
So you can't just get a new roof put on an old house that has no attic insulation?
That is correct. It's called, it has to be up to an R38.
Right,
that
R38
R38
installation.
Installation.
So, and it's usually not included in the roof bid, and
No.
you find out once the roof's pulled off.
Yes.
Is that a complete re-roof? I mean, what if they're just?
That's as far as we know, and like I said, I'm not a, as
That's
far as we know. it's a
That's to
complete
get a
bid.
roofing permit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which it needs to be
To
signed off by
sign
the
off.
city in order for the person to want it.
Mhm.
That's fine.
Then you
So when
also
get
have to
a roof
replace the
bid,
water
ask
heater.
If that includes
Probably,
R38.
and
All right. Any other lessons learned?
SEER
And flooring.
14.
Yeah, why not, right? Why not?
More lessons? What about from today's meeting? I think there's some lessons to be taken away from today's meeting. Jeremy had some very important lessons today. I mean, that's very important for you guys to get out to your clients.
Show up to the meeting.
Show up to the meeting.
We're
Yeah,
preaching to the choir right here, though.
exactly. I know. The
Yeah.
ones-
Yeah.
That's right. Go tell your fellow agents, show up to the meeting. Yes.
Don't forget MLS is tomorrow.
MLS is tomorrow, yes. We definitely want a presence at MLS tour. Why is it important to be there, Barbara?
Because you learn new facts all the time. It's like coming to our meeting.
Okay.
There's things that you learn.
Thank you.
There's houses to go on tour.
All right. Troy?
A lesson that I learned over and over again in real estate is, first of all, it's not our job as agents to sell anybody on anything. Okay, so we're not trying to talk them into or out of buying anything, right? And we need to make sure we continue to have that mentality. So it's not our job to talk them into buying this home or talk them out of buying a home that they really want to buy because it's not up to our standards or whatever. Our job is to provide them information so that they can make the best informed decision for what suits their needs. Does that make sense? So we want to make sure to keep that clear in our minds. We don't need to, we're not home inspectors, so we don't need to go around pointing out bad things, but we're not trying to gloss over anything. We're just trying to provide them with information to make the best decision for their family.
But sometimes they do need to be talked into what's best for them.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Sometimes they do, Wayne. That's a rare.
All right, anything else? Lessons learned? Okay, well, let's move on. Happy birthday to Sherry Weeks, Tanya Osborne, Josh Martinez, Thomas Curtis, and Christina Ross. Christina Ross is now up here on the third floor, so we see her. Make sure you wish her a happy birthday. Happy birthday. And Culture Minute. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Culture Minute is staying home if you're having a bad day attitudinally. So Simon must be having a bad day. So
He's living it out. He's living the culture.
if you're having a bad day, don't bring that bad day to the office. All right? Keep it outside the office. All right?
Conversely, if I have a bad day, I will stay home or stay at the office and not bring that.
And not bring it home. No,
Yeah.
Just,
With Julie,
just drive
appreciate
around. Just drive around. Don't go home, go to the office, just drive around in circles until you change your
Yeah, we're
mind.
sitting out in the garage.
Not taking it home.
All right, Operation Shoebox. You want to talk about this, Kirsten?
Yeah, so we did this last year. We're gonna start it again. We're gonna be collecting items to send overseas to some of our troops who are deployed. There is a flyer on your chair with a list of acceptable items. There'll be a bin up on 3rd floor, also down at in the lobby area. And then if you do not have the time to go shopping, but you would like to donate, if you would like to donate down to Brittany, and one of our culture committee members will actually go shopping for you and pick up the items and bring them to the office. And then on February 4th, after the sales meeting, we ask everybody to stay. We're gonna stuff those boxes and then get them sent over, so we can get them to them.
All right.
How many
Great.
are you making?
Last year, I think we had about 20 of them, so we don't, just as many as possible.
All right.
Do you
Good
need
thing.
shoe boxes? What kind of
We just stuffed them in, from the post office, how they have
Oh, got it,
the
got it,
boxes.
got
Yeah,
it.
we just
Okay.
stuffed them in that.
I don't have any shoe boxes.
I bet you Connie does. Connie, I bet you have some shoe boxes. All right, next, what we're going to start to do here, we're going to give it a try. We're going to start to have a virtual tour at the sales meeting. So we want to showcase 2 or 3 new properties each meeting. We'll do maybe 1 or 2 pictures, brief descriptions, and we'll show it up like this. We'll put your agent information up there. We'll show a front property, a photo, or the interior photo, just to showcase your properties. It has to be listed within the last 7 days. Email information to Kirsten, 1 or 2 pictures, and then you have to be present for it to be on the agenda so you can talk really briefly about the property. All right? Do you guys like that idea? Do you think it's
Yes.
Yeah? All right, well, Barbara brought that up to me. She said it would be great to do a virtual tour. I was like, genius. I think they're doing it in Kings County for their tour or something, but we'll give it a try and see how it goes. Thank you, Barbara, for that idea.
Can I go past 7 days?
No, not Saturdays, I'm sorry. You have to follow rules. Sure, good idea. All right, so if this is just another example. If you just submit 1 photo, this is what it's going to look like.
Is that really Jane Doe's phone number?
That's really Jane Doe. Jane Doe.
And what about?
Wait, don't be
I know
giving her a
everybody's
call.
on Facebook.
She's updated it at the BRE.
All right. Needs, wants, and bucket fillers. Let's start with the needs and wants. Needs and wants.
My listing on Concord, I just lowered the price again. We are now at $269 for 2,300 square feet with a pool. We desperately need to sell it. The house on the corner sold for $290, identical, not as good a condition. So if you have anybody, please show Concord. It's right off of south of Caldwell, off of Linwood.
And with these great interest rates, you can't go wrong, right?
The heck of a
What
deal.
else? Needs, wants? Okay, let's move to
Needs,
needs. Ed,
cost of doing business.
all
Now that
right.
everybody has paid all of their dues and everything else, and may have missed the 149 for the cost of doing business, it stopped 2 big things going through legislation last year. Point of sale, installing stuff when we buy or sell a home, and attaching our commissions for income tax purposes. So, real big. CAR meeting's coming up next week. Our association, I think, was number 2 in the state as far as participation. We were over 22%, which is huge.
That's good.
We came in second as far as an office. We should be ruling. So
Yes.
I know it's a little pricey, but there is a cost of doing business, and this saves us. There's some flyers here. It's $149. We couldn't pay it. It wasn't added on the online. If you were like me, I think I paid it on December 29th or the 30th, and so nobody was in the office. Teresa's there now, or you can go online, and that option is there now. So please, extremely important.
That is.
And I will have a list of the people who haven't paid, and I will come and pay it.
Oh.
Visit to your office, okay?
All right, thank you, Ed. All right, let's go to bucket fillers. Yes,
Did we introduce Jordan Matthews last week?
we did, I guess.
A couple weeks ago.
Go ahead and introduce him again.
This
Reintroduce
is Jordan
Jordan.
Matthews.
Yeah, Jordan.
And I wanted to fill his bucket because he's been on fire since he started. He's had one listing and 3 coming. And he held an open house for me on Sunday in Porterville, and he had an amazing turnout, so he's doing a great job.
And how did you get that amazing turnout, Jordan?
Facebook.
Yeah. All right, any other bucket fillers? I would like to fill Kirsten's bucket, Carly's bucket, and Renee's bucket for doing a fantastic job. And Brittany downstairs, they've been tremendous to work with. I love working with them. I want to fill Jeremy's bucket for always being around and providing good information. Susan's. I'm going to go on all day until somebody starts filling the bucket. Yes.
Fill my bucket?
Yeah, fill.
Yeah. Can you volunteer to have your bucket filled?
He's going to be the dance
fill
partner at Crawdaddy's tomorrow. So just line up.
He's gonna fill my bucket next week.
I would like to add Jason to that also. There was an issue that came up, and he got it squared away in less than a day, so very impressive, and pleased with the way everything's going. I think we're in good hands, Jason.
Thank you, Ed. Appreciate that.
This is a lesson learned and a bucket filling all in one. The lesson learned is that a lot of our agents have not taken full advantage of our their own website that Keller Williams provides you. So get a bio on there, get a picture on there, get a picture on there. Okay, so get a picture on there, all right? Because anytime somebody's moving here from Colorado and I ask them how they found me, and they say, well, I found you on the internet at your company, you're one of the few guys that has a picture. And I'm like, guys, so there's gotta be some of the ladies that have pictures. And he's like, yeah, but my wife's gonna be coming out later. I can't be spending a ton of time with all these pretty agents you have. So I picked you because you're one of the less good looking men. But apparently you guys in particular don't have a lot of pictures. He's like, we've got a picture. So get a picture on there. That being said, Lynn did a great job taking pictures for my team down in the lobby. So fun. She does a fantastic job. So use Lynn. She does she's great to work with. She's fun. She's funny. And yeah, we had a lot of fun taking them. And update your pictures. Keep current pictures on there. My picture I'm bald, and it's not my high school picture. Okay, so keep current pictures on there. Lynn can take them for you. Great job, Lynn. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. All right, one last thing for my. Oh, go ahead.
I'd like to fill the bucket of Yolanda and Melissa, who have recently sold listings of mine for full price. Thank you. And also Kylie, our front desk girl, who is amazing, and Katie Oliver, who's really keeping my head on straight right now. I don't know what I would do without her. So,
Great.
all of them, thank you.
All right, good job. All right. One final thing before we I just want to remind everybody, we have our Hanford office, the ribbon cutting, this coming Thursday, the 29th, next Thursday, the 29th. It's at 5:30 at the Keller Williams Hanford office, 340 West 8th. So please try to make a presence out there to support them. It's a very nice office. Look at that. That's pretty impressive. They have an atrium and all that. But please go out there and show your support for your fellow office over there. So thank you so much. And for those of you who want to stay for the prep rally, we'll take a little 5-minute break and then come back. For those of you who don't, you have a great day.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them